Hey ladies, welcome back to the Worth the Talk podcast. My name is Deja May. I'm your host and I'm so glad you're here. If you are on Spotify, you are watching the podcast. I'm literally so excited. Like I said, I wanted to make it more fun and more personable. My mic is all the way up there. I don't know why I didn't bring it. But anyways, y'all, so it's literally Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. I had a rocky start, but the day is not over and I'm so excited. So I don't have my coffee or my tea, but I hope you do. So I just had my water. I'm literally so thirsty. So that's what I have. But I wanted to do this podcast episode because I know on Valentine's Day you're either in a relationship and it's great and you're going to celebrate, or maybe you are in a relationship but it's long distance, or you are in a relationship but you both are working, or you both have different things and you guys can't come together. Or I know there's girls who are single and they've been single for the past 18 Valentine's days or 22 Valentine's days and you're sick of it. I get you. But at the same time, let's embrace the day of love. Let's embrace it and make the most of it. Because honestly, it can be so easy to, the song I Hate Love Songs by Kelsey Ballerini. I literally had that on repeat last year. But I really learned to, embrace it. So I'm going to take a sip and then we're going to get back into it. Last Valentine's Day, I was at college and me and some girlfriends went out to eat, and then we drove around campus playing Single Ladies and playing all these really fun songs. And it was so, in High School Musical, Can I Have This Dance? And we were just jamming out and it was so fun because I had a fun little Valentine. We took cute pictures and it was so much fun. But this year, it's a little bit different. Like I said, if you watched my previous, I'm on a gap year right now. And so it's looking a little bit different than it looked previous in the years past. So it's kind of okay, well, what am I going to do this year? I've decided to really just romanticize the day of love moving forward. So I'm going to wake up, get my good breakfast. I'm going to, do a fun solo, just dance around to some fun songs. I really have been loving throwback 70s songs recently. So I'm playing 70s, 80s, a little bit of 60 vibes, 90 vibes, Uptown Girl, I've Had Time of My Life, Be My Baby, all these great songs and jamming out to them, because it does not matter if I'm single and I don't have anyone, just being hopeful for that love. And I actually heard someone say, it's this little bit off topic, but it was we all talk about hopeless romantics, but this person was hopeless, they're hopeful single and a hopeful romantic. And I was hold up here, that makes sense, because when you say hopeless, you're I literally have either had experience dating someone or I've had interactions and it kind of made me feel these are things I want, it's never going to be met, and so I'm just hopeless because it's not going to ever happen. But being a hopeful romantic is kind of okay, well, these things I want to happen and I know they're going to happen in time. And so that's kind of a different twist on it. I'm forever going to be a hopeful romantic though, just because of the fact that I feel no guy matches my energy, no guy, ever. And that sounds kind of very bold to say, and I know so many girls can relate, but I feel I have a different type of energy that I feel there's no guys for me. I don't know if you guys can relate. But anyways, let's get back to what we're out here for. You're single on Valentine's Day. What can you do? My thing is to first off grieve it. I already had some time. I know it's already beginning of the day, but I already took some time to kind of grieve a little bit, just emotions I was feeling, because on this day it can be really hard, because you're kind of okay, well, I just gotta have a breakup, or okay, I just ended that situationship, or I've been single for a while and it's kind of hard. So kind of taking that time now to kind of grieve it and kind of cry a little bit, write a note, whatever you're gonna do, listen to some sad music. But once you grieved it, I'm not gonna tell you exactly what to do, but I'm telling you, just here's some advice. Some advice is kind of get your head in the game. Get your head in the game and be okay, I'm sad. No, let me embrace it. Today's the day of love. Do you know what you can do? You can write a card and digitally and send it to the children at St. Jude's Hospital. You can go and you can donate cards and give them to your sibling or someone who's a teacher, and ask if they can give it to their class to encourage it. You can go give cards to Y'all, you can go get cards to like a senior citizen home. You can do that. You can also just write encouraging notes to your friends, whether they're single or in a relationship, and just encourage them. You can get dressed up cute and go take some Valentine's pictures. There's a girl who like got like lipstick, and she like, you know, that like little plastic wrap thing, she like did kiss marks on them, and then she like put it on her neck down, and she like took really cute pictures in this black dress, which is such inspo. I literally want to try that today. But anyway, she like did that and took her own pictures, and they looked great. And so, you know what I mean, getting dressed up for that, you know, playing a good fun romantic playlist, playing a fun single playlist, and embracing that, doing a rom-com binge, which I'm going to do. You know, you like do some baking, like, you know what I mean, you know, spend time with your friends or your mom or your sister, like, you know what I mean, like embrace the holiday, whether you're single or not, you know what I mean, like really just embrace today. And so that's kind of like things you can do, you know. But let's get into like a little bit of the message. I know this podcast is everywhere, but that's kind of like how I am. But honestly though, like I really just like encourage you when you're going to the holiday to, like I said, not only feel it, but I also encourage you to kind of like re-examine what you want to happen from today. I know so many people I know are working today or have class today. And so besides that, like what do you want to happen out of today? Do you want to mope around and get sad like because you're lonely and that's where you're at and nothing's going to change? Do you kind of want to make the most of where you're at right now and go take yourself on a solo date or try to make Valentine's plans? Like what do you want to do? Re-examine that, because I can sit here and tell you that, you know, it's gonna come in God's timing and that you gotta put yourself out there and that embrace it. But if you don't already believe that and you don't already have this idea in your mind, you know what I mean, then it's really not gonna mean anything. I'm single on Valentine's Day. I'm just gonna admit I'm single. I know so many girls who are single. I know so many guys who are single. We're all in this phase where we are currently single. And so nothing I say will change your mind unless you've learned to embrace where you're at now. You know what I mean? And so kind of that's something I wanted to say. And I was talking to this guy and he was like, yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like I'm single, like it's Valentine's Day, like I'm gonna work, but there's literally like nothing outside of that. Like I don't have plans, like I'm just gonna sit home, it's gonna be boring. And so it's kind of, I was, oh well, you should do something with your guy friends, you know what I mean, like, you know, make it fun, you know what I mean. He's like, oh, that's more of a girl thing, like we don't really do that. And so he's not really gonna make the most of his Valentine's Day. So I encourage, like there's guys who are out there thinking that way, and so is there girls, oh I'm not doing anything, like it's a stupid holiday, like, you know what I mean, like take it a step further and kind of be different than everyone else. One of my most favorite people I meet are the people who are bold. Like I kid you not, when I see a bold person, not a cocky, ignorant and bold, but like a generalized, confident, they know their worth, guy or girl specifically, it makes me so happy. And so be that girl who stands out. Like, you know, being the only one who I've talked to a bunch of people recently, being one of the only people who are actually excited for Valentine's Day and kind of realizing like, oh, that's kind of like lame, no one else is. Whether these people are married or dating or single or situationship or talking to someone, like a lot of people, they're like, oh, it's just another day, we're not doing anything. We need to bring back this culture of people who get excited about things. It's Christmas, people are like, it's another holiday. It's the Super Bowl, people are like, oh, it's whatever. It's Valentine's Day, people are like, oh, who cares? Like it's just, you know, it's nothing really special. Like let's bring back being different and standing out. Let's bring back like actually like enjoying these holidays. Like if you're blessed enough to get the day off, then embrace it and enjoy it. Like, you know what I mean, like that's what I'm going to do. Do I watch the Super Bowl? I did last year at college. I think when you're in college everything's just different and it's romanticized, but I watched it the halftime and on. And normally I don't really watch the Super Bowl, but I'm like, oh my gosh, they're in overtime, and I actually sat and watched it and was excited. And normally I don't. So, you know what I mean? Just kind of like changing your mindset and changing your perspective. Okay, that's enough on the rant. So as I'm gonna like do some final things, my just reminder for you is just with Valentine's Day. I know it's a sad holiday. I know a lot of deaths, have occurred around this time. I know a lot of breakups have happened. Can be a lot of sighing, grieving over being single for yet another year. But I really just encourage you to embrace this year, or if you don't do anything with someone else, do something with yourself. Go on a solo date. Go to your third place. I think we need to bring back third places. I recently have developed a love for my third place, and I think it's so beautiful when you're able to like be like, I'm gonna get dressed up for the day. I'm gonna wear that pretty pink jumpsuit that's been in my closet for a while and I've just never worn it because I don't want to go out there seeming too classy or too overdressed. Go put that on. You know what I mean? Go put that on. Get dressed up for the day. Go out there and drive and get your favorite Starbucks, your favorite Nookin, or favorite local coffee place. Get that. You're dressed up for the day. Go do some errands of things you want to do. There's a lot of specials happening on Valentine's Day, lots. And so go embrace that. Go buy chocolate covered strawberries. You know what? Make chocolate covered strawberries. Really just embrace the day. Go to your third place. Take yourself on a date. Last year, I was so blessed enough, me and a friend, we did a little Valentine's lunch and we went to Olive Garden and we got to just talk and be in community and just eat at Olive Garden, have a little Valentine's Day. And it was so fun because even though we were both just she had a boyfriend, they were just long distance, but even though I was single and she was not being able to be with her partner, like we were still able to just go and just celebrate just the girls, you know what I mean? And so really just doing that, maybe taking yourself on a date, maybe taking yourself out to coffee, taking yourself out and treating yourself, whatever it is, I really just encourage you to make the most of every day. But that's just my little bit of a pep talk. My pep talk is that if you don't have someone, prioritize self today. Prioritize self. What do you want to do? I think so often, as I mentioned, so often we hold ourselves back. It is like we hold ourselves back from just life and things we want to do. It's Valentine's Day. You do not want to be seen going out in public because eating out alone is embarrassing. Like, you know what I mean? You don't want to go up there and buy yourself flowers because that's just awkward going up there. And if they ask who you're saying to, you're going to say yourself. Like, who cares? Let's walk into this new year being bold. We're realizing that it is okay if we don't have someone. I wholeheartedly believe that every single girl that is alive right now, there is someone for us. There is someone out there for you. It's just a matter of when you're going to meet them. And not just a matter of when. I was doing some writing about this because if you don't know me, hey, I'm an author. And so one of the writings I've been doing is I've been talking about this and I'm seeing so many videos on this and I'm so happy it's being talked about, is the fact that you need to change your scenery. If your life is not going the way you're wanting it to go, change your scenery. Change your scenery. You've not met all the people who are going to love you, and what if the people who are going to love you are in another place? And I wholeheartedly believe that we, especially living in a small town, it's Valentine's Day. What do you want to do? You know what I mean? You want to celebrate it, enjoy the day of love. You're in your hometown, everyone knows everyone, you're single, you're alone, and that's just awkward. But when you're in New York City, you're in Chicago, you're in Europe, and you're in these other places, you're more likely to find speed dating on Valentine's Day and a Galentine's Day at a local coffee shop. You're able to find these different events and things where you're able to meet people and so just enjoy the holiday. But living in a small town is just not it. So maybe you just need to reconsider changing your scenery. If you're going to sit in the house and you're going to be obviously knowing you're going to be scrolling on TikTok and social media and you're just going to be feeling down, overwhelmed because you're single, change your scenery. If you can't leave the country or you can't leave your state or whatever to go and change up your scenery and change up your life, change the little things you can do now. Change where you go on Valentine's Day. Change where you go throughout the week when you're just single and alone. But y'all, that's enough for my rant. But long story short, enjoy Valentine's Day. I know it got jumped a lot of everywhere, but I truly just encourage you to enjoy today. Enjoy everything about it. You know what I mean? It's the day of love. Pink and red are one of the most beautiful colors. Embrace that. I know a little fun thing I like to do, maybe you'll pick it up as well, is I like to do my makeup every single Valentine's Day. I obviously don't have any eyeshadow or anything on now, but I like to do red lipstick, and I like to do really fun bold colors, and it's pink red, and it's just so fun. And I know it's something I highly enjoy doing, and so there's that. I know there's like, I like to put on like a fun little playlist and just enjoy it. I was looking on Spotify and this girl, I don't know who she is, made a playlist and it was like dancing, point of view dancing alone on Valentine's Day, and had like little fun love songs. It's like, that is such a good idea. So what I'm gonna do is later I'm literally just going to put on some music and have a fun dance party. You know, I'll put on some single ladies, but also put on just some fun romantic throwback music like Uptown Girl and all those good songs, because honestly I don't want this to just be another day where I waste and mope around and be sad. Like, that's not gonna do anything. I already ate my grapes under the table. I already ate my grapes under the table this year, and I wholeheartedly know that I'm gonna meet someone this year, and it's just a matter of when I'm gonna meet them. And just as a little ending reminder, because I know there's girls listening to this, I want to say to you is simply the fact that you are not behind because you are not on someone else's timeline. And I know for me, I kind of thought my timeline would be, oh my gosh, like, I'm going to meet someone by 20 latest. We would date for 2 years. I'm going to be 22. We're going to get married. Maybe I'll be engaged at 21. I'm not really sure yet. But by 20, we're going to be like almost to engagement. I'm getting married 22, have a child by 23, have this place and do all of this stuff. As someone who's in her early 20s, I realized that that's not where my life is meant to be at the moment. I'm really meant to just embrace my 20s. I'm really just have learned to do things, embrace things that I've never learned to do before, and I'm basically putting myself out there in my comfort zone this year and in my 20s. And so really just learning to kind of just embrace that and realize that it's not on anyone else's timeline, but the timeline that it's designed for me. So if you're single and just alone, like, realize that like you are not meant to be someone who's married right now, because if you were meant to be, you would be. And so kind of realizing that, like, you know, when you were gonna meet someone, you could meet them tomorrow, like you could meet them today, you could meet them in the next 6 months, you don't know. To embrace where you are now. Being with someone is not going to complete you, you know what I mean? You need to be whole in yourself, and it's okay to be a little sad on today. I know a lot of people are, but really just try to see a little bit past that and realize that you woke up today. Thankfully, I'm so glad you're here alive and watching this or listening to this, but the fact that you woke up today, and that is such a blessing. And so why not make the most of today? Even if the only thing you do today is one thing for yourself. That's my challenge. Do one thing today within the day of love that you love to do. Is it playing a song and dancing to it? Is it going to treat yourself and buying yourself flowers? Is it cooking yourself a great dinner? Is it sending your friends encouraging notes? Like, is it going to the throwback and making your own Valentine's Day box? Whatever it is, do something and embrace it today that you love. Just my reminder. And yeah, like, it's okay, grieve it today, but also enjoy it today. I'm doing a fun rom-com, little reunion, what is it called? A little fun rom-com, like, what is it called? The thing you like continuously play, marathon. That's what it is. I'm doing a little marathon, and I'm so excited. So I'll do a recap. I already have some things on my playlist. So I've never watched the Notebook. Like, I've never seen it ever, and so I'm gonna watch that today, the Notebook, and I'm so excited. And so I'm gonna watch that, and there's such a great movie I'm gonna rewatch this movie. I'm gonna do that. The Proposal, I watched it like literally the other day, but I just gonna watch all these great movies. I'm gonna recap you, and yeah, love y'all. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and please, if you have other ideas, please share them and encourage other women in today. Love y'all. Make sure to subscribe, give a 5-star rating. Love y'all. Happy Valentine's Day.